Hello and welcome to Crack Fu. I am joined by the lovely Future Al. And today, what we're talking about today, we're talking about misconceptions or preconceptions, probably the better word, of Kung Fu. And I'm also doing a bit of a sound experiment because I've got a project coming up. And for that, I need to practice recording sound in busy areas. Isn't that nice?
Got a project. I like doing a project, me.
So let's hope the sound is okay as we walk through town. So first conceptions of Kung Fu. Let's go for Kung Fu. What?
Well, I was just going to do a kind of general thing about martial arts, if that's okay, because those questions that I've got are more general. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah, because I asked to get... I didn't want to know any of the things you were going to talk about. I just said misconceptions or conceptions about... preconceptions about martial arts. So, okay, yeah, let's just do martial arts in general. Right, go.
So, is Bruce Lee the best martial artist ever?
Is that a preconception? Bruce Lee, best martial artist ever. Bruce Lee, certainly I'd say the most influential martial artist of the modern time, maybe even of all time. It's quite possible. Best martial artist? Kind of depends what you're talking about. He was way ahead of the curve. He was, he understood the importance of mixing martial arts, but there were lots of other martial artists doing what he was doing. Just so happens that he was probably one of the most famous people on the planet at the time.
Is Bruce Lee better than Jackie Chan?
Again, all depends on what you're talking about. In terms of traditional martial arts, I think Jackie Chan has that over Bruce Lee. In terms of who could fight better, it's really hard to tell because neither of them have a fight record. In terms of who practice martial arts more, I'd say Bruce Lee probably has that over Jackie Chan because Jackie Chan was a performer before a martial artist. Bruce Lee was a martial artist who became a performer. Right, that's a good question, I like that.
Do all martial arts come from China?
Well, depends who you believe. But no, is the answer to that one. There's this common notion that martial arts started in China and spread throughout the world, and it's like, let's face facts. If you... Yeah.
What are you doing then? YouTube thing?
Yeah.
What's that for?
Martial arts, actually.
Martial arts?
Yeah.
Good luck, mate.
Right. Yeah, so, where were we?
You were talking about if all martial arts come from China.
Yes, so there's a certain story where, there's a story that says Bodhidharma came to China from India. He tried to get in.
The reason I'm not in this film so much is because of the height difference. I have to keep jumping up. You just sort it out.
Yeah. So there's a story that Bodhidharma came from India and came to China, went to the Shaolin Temple, and then he started doing his yoga practices, his breathing exercises, and then it somehow changed into Kung Fu. And then Kung Fu spread out from there, went to Japan and became karate. It's all nonsense because if you're fighting, with weapons or hand to hand.
My wife does all the engraving from my photographs.
If you are fighting for your life, if it's what you do, you're going to learn how to fight. The idea that only people in China thought, let's come up with a systematic way of doing this, and something that HEMA has discovered is all of these old books from Europe, you know, how to fight with swords, how to fight with knives, how to fight with spears, how to fight unarmed combat.
A really unarmed combat's interesting because I knew that we had different forms of sword fighting here, and I knew that we had a variety of handheld violent weaponry, didn't we?
Yeah.
Spiked bats, etc. So it's interesting to know that they also had hand-to-hand.
Yeah, and it's a kind of it's a misconception definitely that martial arts started in China. It's martial arts, you know, boxing, wrestling. There's statues, Greek statues going back thousands of years, where you can see the same sort of postures that we see in MMA today.
Would that not be from Greco-Roman wrestling, though?
Which is the martial art.
To be a real martial artist, do you need to conform to the spirituality side of things and embrace spirituality?
Honestly, not lying to oneself and to express myself honestly. Now, that, my friend, is very hard to do.
So for that I say John Jones. If you don't know who John Jones is, he is probably the most successful fighter, MMA fighter of all time. You know, his understanding of martial arts, I don't think you're going to get to his level for many generations to come. But he, awful human being, doesn't embrace any spirituality, likes a bit of the coke, likes to beat his wife occasionally. Allegedly, yeah. Definitely takes dick pills. I can say that. No, for certain he's talked about it on podcasts, so that's fine. You know, so yeah, he's an awful human being, amazing martial artist. No, that's definitely not a thing. Also, there's lots of people who are deeply spiritual, awful martial artists.
Okay, my last question, or the last preconception. All martial arts have a ranking system where you get a different kind of belt.
Absolutely not. That all stems from a Japanese way of doing things, and even then, I'm pretty sure that practice is about 150 years old, of like the different coloured rankings, and it's very popular because what keeps someone coming to a class, you know, that next, if I just reach that next step, and as somebody that practiced Tai Chi, which traditionally, very traditionally, and for the most part even to this day, doesn't have a ranking system, I didn't realise how much that affected you, how much of a dopamine hit it is to get that next belt, until I started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and got like my first couple of stripes on my white belt, and like I was buzzing for like probably a week after I did it, and it's shocked and surprised me a lot. But no, traditionally you just, you know, you in a traditional Chinese school, for instance, you should be able to walk in and not really tell who the teacher is, because he should be practicing along with you. He shouldn't look any different.
Those are my questions, or misconceptions, or preconceptions for this week.
Alright, well, that's all for this video, I guess. We've reached through the busiest part of town. We are now going for a nice, lovely walk. Beautiful, I think you'll agree. And that's us signing off. Bye!
Bye!